What is good? Good to be back, trying some stuff out. I want to talk about transitions because I haven't really done a lot of transition talk on my channel. Now OBS has the ability to basically scene transition with both scenes open at the same time. Really cool functionality. I know a lot of people have covered it, but I've got this really cool effect over here, which I'll show you just now, which is basically just like a streamception where a TV monitor, or in this case, my little cool swing animation opens up and switches to the new scene. I've thought about different things to come up with it, and this is a really cool, I think, way to do a transition. And I haven't seen really anybody do it, at least yet, and I'm going to show you how to do that on the video today. It's actually pretty cool stuff. Welcome to our YouTube series. Here's where we look at anything you can do to help you out with your stream. Now, whether that's visual, audio, or brand, I'm your man, the argument. I come back again. It's been a while since I've done any sort of videos on there. I'm trying to get some more stuff out. I've got some fun stuff going on life-wise that has just been kind of interrupting a lot of things, and I want to kind of get back to some sort of regularity. If you haven't done so already, though, make sure you're following the channel. I've got tons of videos already, and I've got more down the pipeline. Getting close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So help me out on the sub button. It would help go a long way. And then comment your life away, follow me on Twitch, all the fun stuff. Anyways, Goatee is back. Let's get right into the video and show you how I set this guy up. Alright, so the first thing we need to do for our setup today is get our plugins installed. Of course, OBS Studio plugins. It's always going to happen like that. I'll link both these for us, everything you need in the description of the video. The Move Source plugin and this Downstream Keyer. Basically, you're going to go to the website, hit download the appropriate install for you, depending on what you need. The installer works pretty well. Otherwise, grab the zip and just drop the zip where your OBS is located, and you should be okay. Again, I've made millions of plugin videos. If you have any problems, just let me know. I'll try to walk you through it. Get those both installed for us. Afterwards, restart your OBS. Let's just make sure our plugins are installed correctly. So once you do, if you click any asset, any scene, if you go into filters and you hit plus for a new one, you should see Move Source right down on there. If you don't see Move Source, then you probably didn't install it correctly, so go double check that one. The other one is the Downstream Keyer. Mine's already open here. You won't see it at first. You'll just kind of see like all these bars with nothing. In order to make sure your Downstream Keyer is installed, right click and hit Downstream Keyer, and then all of a sudden you'll see it highlighted for us. You probably won't see anything highlighted, but whatever you have highlighted plus will show up here. So if we hit minus, it's no longer there. You can go over to any asset or any scene, highlight the asset or scene, come back over here and hit plus, and now that scene, in this case transitions, is this entire scene, will actually be overlaid on top of everything, including things in between scene transitions, which gives us so much utility and so much power. Really cool thing about this Exceldro plugin that I haven't really spoke about a lot is you can use it for so many things. A couple recommendations is I would recommend having maybe your alerts, which I have set up on mine, where basically your alerts are already in this Downstream Keyer, so it's always on top. So even if you're in between transitions or on your BR base screen, basically every screen your alerts will be on. It's a really good way to do it. Another cool thing is you can have like your lower thirds or something to that effect on there, especially if you have like tickers or anything like that that you want to display and keep people up to date on. Really cool, powerful things. Thanks, Exceldro, and a good shout out and thanks again to Andy Lippy, who keeps me on my game and always keeps us informed on stuff that's coming out that's hot. Okay, so without getting too much into manipulating my other scene, I wanted to show you step by step kind of how I did it, just from scratch. So I created a new scene. It's completely blank. I just called it test with 3000 T's because I think I have a couple other screens that are called test. And what we need to do is populate our items. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that animation of my TV swing screen thing, whatever. So I think I called it the media source, and it's called, for me, it's called swing something, I think. Add existing, I think I have it down here somewhere. Swing display. That's this guy right here. Okay, so you can use anything you want. You can use your own little old school TV. You can use a chat border. This one's a little bit wrongly sized for me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit transform, edit that transform, I want to change the bounds to stretch to bounds, and that will let me stretch it. You can also hold shift and kind of move it around, but I need to make it fit. So what we're going to do is try to do the full screen first. And I'm not going to be perfect at this. If I was smart, I would probably memorize the dimensions, but I'm not that smart. And I'm just stretching it so it fits when it's full screen, and it's not exactly right. It's pretty close. It's not going to be exactly right for this purpose, but something around there. It's fine. It's fine. And then we need to do is grab some scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this guy over here. We'll go underneath our new plus. We're going to just grab some scenes via nesting. So I'm going to bring in like my chatting screen. Okay, and then I can hide that. You can bring in as many as you want. I'm going to bring in one of my gaming scenes. Okay, and I'm going to hide that, and then I'm going to go and grab. If it's all of your scenes, grab all of your scenes. You know, whatever makes sense for you. Okay, so boom, boom, all right, and then just going to hide that. All right, so now that we've got all of our scenes kind of set up for us, we're going to set up our move transitions because they're all full screen. So what you can do is you can go down here and you can highlight all these or all of your scenes together, and you can go ahead and group the items. And what that will do is you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it named Group 2 for here. And now we're going to manipulate Group 2 with the move sources. So we know now that this is full screen for us. If you go underneath the scene itself on the bottom and you right click it and you hit filters, a new filter, we're going to make a new move source. Name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call test big, I guess. This is full screen. And Group 2 is what we're manipulating. We want to make it about 3 seconds or so. Get this current transform, and then everything else should be the same for us. I think that worked just fine. And what we can do now is we can take just the group, which is this entire thing, and we can shrink it. I could probably manipulate this better. Alright, so something over here. So if my swing display turns on and one of my scene turns on, it's about right. You can see that again. I need to work with my sizing just a little bit because it's a little off on its sizing. But again, for the purpose of this, will be fine. I would be a little anal when I get to the actual thing itself. And what we'll have to do is turn these things on at the correct time. But right now we're just working about the move. So what we need to do now is hit the filters on the bottom, and we have test big. We'll hit plus for a new move source, and we can call this one, let's call it test small, I guess. Boom. And I can go quicker on this one. I think we're still going to be manipulating the Group 2. Everything else is the same, but make sure to get the transform. Now what will happen is if I hit these eyeballs, it should go from big to small. I know that sounds weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a test. Okay, the whole scene moves over. Okay, right behind my other camera here, I'll hit the small button, and it goes back small really fast because it's going to kind of be a reset. Now what we need to do is we need to have Leorn board turn on this animation of this screen, the TV screen, with a little bit of delay, turn on one of these scenes, the scene that we're switching to, and then afterwards we'll reset and get small and then actually do a scene switch. So let's go over to Leorn board and I'll show you my coding for that. Alright, so we're over in Leorn board. I love this tool. I've used a few things recently, like touch portals, just to test out, but I kind of set up on Leorn board. Not saying that touch portal is bad. I actually got some pretty cool stuff to it. So anyways, I'm just going to go into my main deck here. There's a lot going on, so try not to pay attention to too much of the other stuff. Over here, I have basically I have one set that I have for like my cutting scene buttons, and over here I have like the buttons that I have set up for changing scenes with that animation that we just set up. So without reprogramming everything for us, because Again, it's going to depend on your scene. Like, I have an animating swing TV thing that I have a certain delay time frame. Yours may or may not have different animation times, so kind of depends on what you want to do. But let me show you the commands and we'll get into it. Alright, so if you want to just kind of like copy these, go for it. But I'll let you know what you're doing. We're doing a source change visibility, so we're toggling these assets on, the swing display, the TV animation. I have a cool little glitch animation that plays, and then the chatting screen, the scene itself gets toggled on, and then we go ahead and toggle those filters, making it big, and then we go ahead and turn them all back to reset mode, where it's turning off to false after 6 seconds. At that time, at 6 seconds, is actually when we scene swap. That's kind of how I did it for it. So let's give it a test. I don't know why this one's here. Scene 0. That's kind of weird. That should go away, actually. Well, done. Done again. Let's go ahead and test her out. We'll bring over my actual stream deck itself. And, oh, I just closed the door receiver. Damn it! Connect! Connect! I don't know why I did that. Just boom. Alright. Go away. Bye. Alright. Stream back up. I think this will work. I might have to read all of this. We'll make this a little bit smaller so you can kind of see the animation. We'll go into chat Overwatch screen. Alright. And that's when it actually scene switches, is right then. And then we can go into... do make sure that you have these things down here, because you can actually pause the Downstream Keyer down here. So make sure that this is highlighted with the plus, and then if you hit pause accidentally, you might not actually get the stream overlay thing to work. So that's something I learned as well. I actually paused it one time. I had no idea what I did. And then we'll go back to like our... let's go back to our main chatting screen over here. So there we go, main chatting screen. Boom. Yay! I've got some pretty cool ideas with this Downstream Keyer. A couple more things coming down the way using a functionality sort of like this, using the Downstream Keyer as kind of like a pseudo transition screen in a way. Another fun thing you can do with it as well is, say you have more than one stinger style of transition, you can use this actual extra scene that we just set up with your stingers and things of that nature, so you can kind of randomly play through them. So if you have lots of different assets, or if you want a different feel going on, you can kind of change those on the fly. So there's some pretty cool stuff going on like that. Just want to thank you for sticking with us and hanging out with the video. Stay tuned. I have a couple of potential giveaways coming if we hit some marks. So make sure you're subbing on the channel and sticking with us. I'll see you glitches on the next time. Be safe, everyone.
Somebody's got to be up here with me.
Knock the right side. Got danger close now.
Alright, I killed this one back here. I have to heal.
Game.